Dire team ban.
In a way.
Yeah, I think they're like, even though I think Secret might be a little bit of them, I think these two just they like you said, they understand each other in their moves and their laning phase. Like these two teams, they focus so hard on it, and neither of them really make a mistake. But obviously, if they both do that, someone's gonna have to crack. Yeah. And I look at my favorite player this tournament's been PYW, so I am super excited to see what he does.
Why's he been your favorite so far?
Because I think he was all like DY last year, where like the dude wasn't good, straight up. He just wasn't that good, and then he all of a sudden he's maybe the best like support player in China. PYW kind of felt the same a little bit ago, and now this dude's Rubik has single-handedly carried him a few games, and it's just super impressive to see growth more than just always high play.
Yeah. Very important thing to keep in mind.
And the enchant just gets banned out. Yeah, they're like that.
Yeah, there's no way they're allowed to get that since they brought it into the tournament. The IO, of course, getting banned out. That's another very, very popular one.
The Enchantress kind of caught fire here at the major.
Yeah. Ooh, all the supports are getting taken away here, which means the Slarks and PLs are here, but they don't have their normal laning partners in these liches and stuff. Yeah.
I mean, who else do we have left for support? We got Treant Protector, right? You've got the Vengeful Spirit, which we've seen a little bit of, but we haven't seen a lot. Yeah.
The thing is, we haven't seen it much now, especially like we're just talking about with saves. What happened to the Venge Drow? Did people just figure it out, or do you think it's still good, Captain?
Honestly, I don't know. I think it's underrated, especially with how much Disruptor is being played. I don't see why Venge isn't played more. But most of the normal first picks, they're kind of just banned out right now.
And then like I said, like EG first, even when it was like Lich Slark, they were first picking the Slark every single time. So I'm curious if they're just going to do that again. Yeah. They don't have first picks though, so. They are thinking. Like Moxie said, they might just ban the tree out here. If you just want to go make everyone play these two like supports, just ban the tree here and let's see it.
Ban the tree. I mean, we've talked about the fact that PYW is an insane Rubik. That could be another really good ban. It depends on what you value more. Are you more afraid of the tree, the Rubik? If you pick the Rubik up this early, though, of course, there's the opportunity to be like, well, let's not get any really big team fight heroes.
They're taking a lot of reserve time here on their last ban.
Viper. Interesting.
Which kind of makes you think about this middle lane, maybe, because Abed versus Ori is going to be real volatile.
Yeah.
That's an Omni Knight, though.
Rubik +1 would make a lot of sense here for EG. It's a good support that's left in the pool. Obviously, it's great against Omni.
Wait, do you think, like, I don't know, it's just hard to think of another 5. Maybe even something, do you mind getting a Centaur this early, since you already know there's an Omni, like a Rubik Centaur, you just pick that lane?
It's totally fine. It's totally fine. I'm just thinking if there's more reason behind this Viper ban, and it's simply like that they're going to pick a hero here on 8-9 that gets hard countered by Viper on 10. Otherwise, I'm not sure why they banned that makes a lot of sense.
EG likes, until you beat their first pick Slark, they're going to keep picking, and they might still just keep picking even if you beat them.
Yeah, I feel like Slark's stock was already pretty high when he made it here to the major, and it has continued to go up, and it doesn't seem like there's going to be a burst of that bubble anytime soon.
No, it doesn't. I mean, the item builds, we've still seen some people going drums, not a big fan of it, but the fact that it's not, this hero's getting picked a lot, but there's still a little bit of versatility with it, even though it will be in the carry lane, but drums, do you want the defusal? Do you want that early eggs? We saw a 60-minute Slark game with no ags, so.
Yeah. Now, the hero's very versatile, I think, as well, with the item build. Usually, I mean, you have your defusal and, you know, your basher, stuff like that. But, again, they're using so much reserve time in these first 2 picks. It's kind of, it is surprising to me. I wonder what they're thinking about. Like I said before, I think Rubik is still a solid choice for them here.
Yeah, I agree. I think maybe they're thinking between the Rubik and the tree is kind of what I'm feeling.
Yeah. Whatever happened to Puck? It just feels like Puck kind of fell out of favor after a while.
It was perma-banned last versus Navi, because Navi really likes it, but you're right. And, okay, we've seen this hero once or twice, but not often. We talked about the 5s not getting banned out, or all of them getting banned out. Now you have a new one. Chen.
I think we saw yesterday maybe a little bit of Enigma playing Chen, right? But definitely haven't seen too much of it. Why do you think we're going to see that now early on here for EG?
I think here in this case maybe it's simply because there's so many supports being banned out. Yeah. So your choice is a bit lower, and I think they're gonna lane it together with the Slark because, you know, he gives yourself some sustain on the lane. Slark really likes to play with heroes that have some sort of heal, and VICI Gaming calls out the face with Odie, which have been one of the better heroes against Slark.
As you talked about, you already know one of the cores, so you feel safe picking one of your cores because you already have a 1-to-1 matchup, which is nice. Not in the lane, but in the game. And then Moxie, you brought up the puck. I'm sure, I honestly think VICI was like, they're surprised because Crit's puck is probably one of the OG 4 pucks, and they just didn't pick it up even though all these supports are getting banned. And EG, you're right. I've never seen him take this much time on all these bans and picks it early. Usually the second, the last ban of the second phase is where you spend most of your time.
Yeah, no, this is kind of uncharacteristic, I would say, from them. So they're going to ban out the Wyvern as it's really good against Chen. It's also okay against Slark because it's a setup that he cannot purge with the curse. Of course, he will be in it for the whole time, so that might set up for the enemies. I'm kind of looking also in this draft if VICI will decide to run the Omni as a support. That could be viable for them.
I do want to ask, why do you guys think that we're seeing so much of a tap into that reserve time early? Is there anything in particular? Is it because they've gone head-to-head so much, or what do you think's actually happening?
I mean, the thing is, usually it's maybe they were surprised by a ban or a pick, but you're not going to get surprised by a Lich Enchant ban and an Omni first pick, right? So it's hard for me to say, honestly. And there's the Rubik. They get it a little later.
Yep. No, also to touch back on your point, I'm not quite sure what caused the tap into the reserve time, at least not in this game. Because the bans, they're fairly standard. I think a first pick Omni is also not too crazy. Shouldn't really throw you off, so.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen a lot of Omni very early on in drafts. Even before we got here, Moxie, I think Omni was probably one of the most popular dudes at the dance when we were at that minor.
Yeah, the Omni is just good. Just strongness battle. You have a Guardian Angel, which means you just win a lot of team fights by pressing one button some of the time.
And it's great having any sort of sustain, right? Being able to, take these scrappy fights, have that heal. And, if everything goes belly up or according to plan, you do have Guardian Angel. You've got that in your pocket. They have to be aware of that, and they have to play around it. And, you do have a Rubik, but, he's got to be real fast on grabbing it, right?
He does.
I'm still surprised that Trian has gone.
Yeah, me too. I mean,
slipped through the draft. No one seems to care about the tree boy.
That's not. But you are going to need a 5 eventually on VICI, unless, VICI did play it last season in the 5 role. I believe they lost that game. Because that hero needs levels, right? Sure, farm, whatever, but you do need levels on that hero.
Levels are more important than farm on tree, and they could pick it here on VICI. I mean, it's good against Chen in the early game and for the push, but it's not the greatest against Slark. I could see them picking something like Lion. I don't know if they were one of the teams rated in the group stage, but some sort of catch in this game I think would be really nice for them. And otherwise, I'm not really sure what exact support they're looking for right now.
What about a 5 bat?
I think
kind of mess with the laning stage.
It's not the greatest in this game, at least not for VICI.
Right, because he can just take off the stacks of sticky. I was thinking in terms of lasso too and the bounce back, but oh, never mind. There it is.
They used a lot of their time there too, and they're probably just thinking they're going down the list of heroes. They're like, yeah, we got to pick tree. And it's always going to be good because Slark eventually is going to want to get a BKB, and obviously we've seen these treants have been destroying BKB carriers with blink daggers. Yeah. Just blink overgrowth.
I think it's very likely that EG picked their mid hero here or have VICI been one of the teams that run OD safe lane? I'm not quite sure.
I haven't seen it myself, but I think most of them can play it, but I don't know if they want to.
Because I think here you see the OD, so you can somewhat assume at least that it's in the mid lane. So you could pick your own mid here, and then you have a better last pick here for most likely for Ramses in the off lane later on.
What would you like? OD is very difficult to deal with, right? He's a lane dominator.
Yeah, usually heroes you want in the game in general against him are heroes that can jump him first or silence. But a hero like Puck is already banned. Yeah. Doom is out as well later for their off lane. There's no disruptor. Not sure what else Abed has played in this tournament so far. Mag is not great in this game either. It's not good against Tree, and it's not good against Omni Knight.
I mean, we might just see the classic Abed. Even when they want to fall back, they're running out of time. Unit with the TA. Beastmaster, okay.
I don't think they quite knew what to take for mid, so they rather give themselves some more time. Beast it's good with their heroes. I wouldn't say it's necessarily great against the Radiant heroes. It's okay against Treant in the lane, but overall in the game, Treant is not bad against him. Omni is pretty good against him too. With the GA, he can also take off the Roar, and you have the OD save, of course. But it's really good with Slark and Chen.
And I think this is EG versus VICI in a nutshell. As you said, the Beastmaster honestly doesn't even look that good for the overall game, but it looks good for EG's draft. Exactly. And these these two teams definitely play their own game.
Yeah, and also, I mean, to bounce off of what you're saying, Grant, that's exactly what Kezu said he wanted to see from EG before we even got the draft started. So if you are an EG fan, maybe you're starting to feel a level of confidence here, but both of these teams seem to be going that route, definitely playing their own game, and VICI's actually getting incredibly loud right now.
I love it.
They are. I'm like really excited to see.
They're both run out of time. I mean, we talked about EG losing it. VICI's down to 20 reserve time. And I will say with the Beastmaster Slark, Division game's on lockdown. You may have a tree on the other side, but you have a friend Slark and Beastmaster. If you do well in the laning phase, you are going to move around the map so clean.
Well, they went for the mag anyways.
So they take the mag. I guess right now they're kind of open still which one of these two heroes goes like mid and safe lane. But I would assume that Magnus does go in the safe lane. He fares up pretty well against Beast in the lane. You can push the wave, you can maybe cleave on the, on the summons. So I think that's fairly solid.
Very tanky lineup too when you look at what they've got over there. They've got the Omni Knight, the tree, and the Magnus.
Big.
And you've got the saves and sustain. And it has always kind of been, about those saves and sustains.
Yeah.
We've seen, I mean, that's pretty much how TNC won their earlier matchup. They were first picking double sustain all 3 games.
Yeah.
Shadow Demon, that's a hero I brought up like 2 days ago. No one's playing, but one of the few that has like that break mechanic, and it's a good save.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't like anything that has a break mechanic because, the Viper.
Viper's banned as well.
Yeah.
They've got something up their sleeves here.
Ooh. I think VICI should look for some magical damage in their draft right now, most likely out of their support, unless they have like a pocket pick for their offlane, because if they do pick an offlaner, they need to run Omni support, which is not the easiest to do. So I would assume that they're going to pick a magic offlaner. I'm not quite sure because the pool is so starved of heroes right now. I could see something like Phoenix, but it's not the best game for it.
What about a Crystal Maiden?
CM is okay.
It gives you that
burst to Chen as well.
The aura is pretty good for your heroes. It's decent against Chen.
Yeah.
Are we okay? I'm looking at these break bans. How, Kezu especially, how are we looking at a meepo from EG? Is there any chance, or is Tree Mag too good against it?
I think it depends on the last pick. It could be okay. I mean, Mag and OD are kind of okay against it, but they need some time at least to be good against it. Oh, there's Tiny.
So I assume 5 Tree, 4 Tiny. You thinking?
Yeah, I think
Probably.
so. Yeah.
All right. Well, we got 30 seconds for EG to pick this. Oh, I'll bet hero.
They could. I don't know if he plays Arc Warden, but they could actually pick it here.
Arteezy does, and then you just play the Slark is the question. I think at that point.
It's a little greedy, but they could do it. Otherwise, some other Meepo pool. I'm trying to think right now. I don't think they'll end up picking Meepo.
Yeah. And now the TA looks a little worse with the Tiny as well. To me, at least, like laning phase, TA is one of those heroes, like you do well in the lane, but you get one toss back and your lane's just straight up ruined.
Oh.
Invoker, all right.
Interesting.
Is that the first we've seen?
I think so.
At least on the main stage, yeah.
Yeah, we haven't seen a single Invoker, I don't believe.
Invoker.
All right, Bobo, let's see what that can do. Do you like it here, Grant?
I'm thinking, I always love an Ob Invoker. I don't think anyone's against that. And we always talked about EG and VICI. They want to play their own games. Honestly, I'm okay with it. I think they have a decent team fight, but it's so hard to go against like a Tree, Mag. You have this huge team fight. You have this huge pickoff. I honestly like VICI's draft a little bit more.
This is already looking like it's going to be a great first game, but we want to be thinking about who the greatest in the game is going to be. You can vote using the hashtag right now in chat. You can vote for who you think the MVP will be, and you can see right now on the screen. Make sure that you're not going to have any of them typos. Just make sure that you use the hashtag. You can do it in the
Who's
chat.
it going to be, Kezu? Who's winning this game for which team?
My gut tells me it's going to be VICI.
You think VICI's winning?
Yeah.
Who do you think the MVP would be?
In this game?
Yeah.
Ori.
Okay. All right. Now you can bounce off of Kezi right now, or you can spam something else in chat like Papida, Papi Hands.
Whatever you want.
All right, whatever you want in chat. You can do absolutely whatever you want, but you guys can't, because I have very particular questions for all of you right now. The first one, Kezu, how do you see these lineups actually winning? And we'll start with the side of VICI. What do you think their win condition actually is?
So for VICI, first of all, they need to play their lanes out and then they need to farm. They have some greedy cores with OD Mag that need to hit creeps for a while and kind of just chill. When it comes to EG, they have a bit more plays in the early game. They have Chen, they can recall some of the heroes around. They have Beastmaster Aura to also push towers, and they have the global help from Invoker with the Sunstrike. So they kind of just want to also take it slow, but they have more plays than VICI in the early game. So I would assume that EG will play more aggressively and during the early and mid game.
And going off that, I just realized maybe the Invoker is good here because you know that Mag's going to be in the jungle, right? And a Quaswex Invoker, I feel like, is one of the best heroes who can just roam into that jungle and actually like cause mayhem. So maybe they picked him to shut down that Mag. I'm not sure.
All right, yeah, it seems like you're warming up to the Invoker a little bit. Matt, how are you feeling about it?
I just feel like they've got really, really tanky picks on the side of VICI, and they've got really good sustain and save. So for me, in my book, I'm feeling VICI's draft just a little bit more. I like the Invoker. It's interesting to see it. They also have a Slark who's very, very strong, but I think that it's really easy for that team to start to fall behind if they don't win that lane stage. So like Casey said, you know, make sure very aggressive early and mid game. It's going to be very important for Evil Geniuses.
Cool. Do you think that Invoker in particular might end up being one of these feast or famine picks? Do you think it's going to be like, yeah, so it's either going to be like everybody that's going to be going like Lolba or like 500 IQ Bulba? Yeah.
No, pretty much that.
It's all Boba.
I love Bulba. Yeah, I absolutely love Bulba.
He's a
and
sweetie.
I also absolutely love this matchup. We are very excited to get this started. We're going to see you guys in the game. Woo!
Let's get back to the action.
A rolling stone.
Steady now. 30 seconds until we are tested by combat.
Your name offends me.
Evil Geniuses versus VICI Gaming. This is a hype matchup, so let's get right into it. Game one is underway. This is the fourth series that VICI Gaming and Evil Geniuses have played against each other this season. Last time they matched up against each other was at the One Esports, where VICI Gaming wiped EG in the finals 3-0. Before that, EG actually brought VICI Gaming down in that same tournament in the upper bracket. But the very first time they matched up against each other, Kyle, was in this same spot at the last major, the upper bracket semifinals, and that was won by VICI Gaming 2-1.
Yeah, definitely EG coming in as a bit of the underdog. I like the style they went with this draft. A lot of stuff we haven't really seen before. Abed looks like he'll be going for the Quaswex build. He's got phase boots queued up already. And as the panel was saying, it's very good at hunting these slower paced heroes like OD Mag. VICI need a little more time to get their lineup online. They want the Echo Saber, Blink BKB on Eurus, or he's going to want to have his traditional Aghanims. If you can get tempo going fast for EG, this is a great combination of heroes, specifically the Chen Beastmaster. You can play with a lot of aggression, and Slark is so good at just taking map control once you kill towers.
Yeah, we'll see whether or not they're able to get that tempo control, get those map control, because it's off of the lanes first, right? And it looks like with the lane swapping that we're having right now, Evil Geniuses is trying to eke out a win somewhere. So what, they don't want, what matchups do we want for these sides? Do they want to have the Slark versus the Mag?
It looks that way. I'm honestly not sure, because both Omni and Mag both do pretty okay against Slark. It's not as if there's a huge difference between the two of them.
Mm-hmm. Maybe Beastmaster suffers more.
Maybe avoiding the tree more so.
Okay, yeah. That would make sense. You definitely want the Beastmaster against the Train Protector and probably not against the Cleave of the Empower. So it looks like EG have gotten the lanes that they wanted.
Yeah, and the guy who's been really standing out for me on EG is Crit, and I love that they gave him his Rubik here. Already, the opener was OD Omni Knight, stealing Astral, stealing Heal, always going to be excellent, and it's a great hero to pair with a Chen because, again, it's like the most old school natural roaming combo in Dota history. Just lift into a creep, find yourself a kill.
And on the VICI Gaming side, we heard Kezu, his prediction that the MVP was going to be Ori, and Ori has certainly been a standout player for VICI this whole season, and all of last year, really. This guy has just been picking up more and more momentum as his career has gone on. He's just become a better player every year.
Yep. I mean, definitely. He started off as someone that looked, he got exposed in mid lanes a couple times early in his career, and then later on, suddenly he's become this guy that just seems to always win matchups he shouldn't. Definitely one of the best mids in the world at the moment, and holding his own against Abed thus far. Again, it's the Quaswex Invoker build, so EG are going to need to be the ones rotating and finding kills. I like when Ramses is on heroes like Beastmaster. He's transitioned a bit better than the other CIS counterpart Resolution to the offlane, but they're similar in that they do much better on heroes that are farming. Centaur, Beastmaster specifically, that can push lanes easily. He's not yet an Underlord as an example. He's got to be able to find kills too.
Right. See Chen, Fly just doing a little bit of pulling onto the hard cam, trying to stop PYW from doing this obnoxious side pulling as much as possible. They're now going to have Arteezy into Yang, so we're going to swap around the lanes a little bit more.
Yeah. I like that Arteezy started with the Orb of Venom. I've seen some Slarks go for it, others skip it, but when you're knowing that your matchup will be against a melee hero, regardless of who's up against you, I think it's critical you get it right away. It's part of why he's been able to secure a slight deny advantage up top.
Yeah, good example of that just this morning. Gabby being able to get so many kills on his Slark versus Fnatic.
Yep.
DJ dying multiple times there as the Crystal Maiden.
Yeah. Another reason this Invoker is solid, not only is it a traditional counter to the Omni Knight, because you and Brew are really the only heroes that can remove the GA on multiple heroes, but it also removes the tree armor, which is very effective as you try to land kills.
A little bit of mana burn action against heroes like, I mean, you got a lot of strength heroes up there on the board. Magnus, Tiny, as well as Omni Knight, all susceptible to that. Tree Protector as well, actually.
Yeah. It's just really good to pair with heroes like Chen. I always like Chen and Undying as supports with the Quaswex Invoker because he can provide like the rotations. You need something that secures the towers, and Chen's great at that.
How do you expect this laning phase to really break through? Is there any obvious advantage that you're seeing as this lane has gone on? It's mid, or he's going to get bopped a little bit. Will manage to get the EMP burn on him.
Not really. I think EG will have an easier time finding kills once they start rotating. Can expect maybe something soon now that we've hit nighttime. Tiny tossbacks are really VICI's only way of making plays at the moment. They certainly have a slower draft, which is why it's so important for EG to be the ones that get out to an early lead.
For me, it felt like because they had a slower lineup, it was more important for their laning phase to go a little right. They do have Crit cutting across here, leading with the Fate Bolt, Telekinesis tossback with the Cold Snaps, but now PYW is going to show up, and he's looking for the tossback. He's going to wait. Oh, I thought he was going to wait until the heroes had separated themselves from the creeps, but pulls the trigger a little bit too early.
We're not used to it just yet, but that nerf to the toss range shows itself there, because previously, yeah, he could just wait, and even if they walk up the other high ground, he's still going to be able to land tossbacks to tower, but he rushed it there because he was going to run out of distance quite soon.
That makes sense. You're going to try for a toss here. Avalanche toss over into the OT, and they slow him down a bit with the Bramble Maze. They're going to turn around with the Cold Snap, actually. PYW, he's actually the one who dies instead. 2 versus 3, and Evil Geniuses walk away with the first kill.
Nice job. I just had more heroes there, right? Treant is not really useful away from the trees in the center of this mid lane.
Yeah.
PYW found himself in no man's land quickly, and Abed actually is going to go all the way back to base. Just kidding. I have a Chen.
Pulls him right back in, and Now he's ready to rotate. If they won, it's actually been the opposite, right? The supports are rotating into that mid lane.
I'm really shocked we haven't seen more Chen at this event. Oh, hang on, Ramsey's just missed my
Yeah, he's going to get skewered up, and Ramsey's maybe a little bit of his inexperience is going to show itself on the off lane. Dies 1v1 to Eurus. Eurus is going to get pulled back with the Necronomicon minions out, burning him out of mana. Maybe they can get a counter kill, but ERP turn around. Oh, the Dark Pack was still going from Arteezy, but it might be enough to get the kill onto Crit. PYW is going to try for it. TY is going to join him. One punch isn't good enough. He needs another and won't be able to, as this army from Fly combined with the Necronomicon minions is just too much.
That's huge, because EG, they wanted to make a play into this bottom lane with the Necro timing, and Eurus, very heads up, recognizes that Ramsey's kind of just fell asleep there. Maybe he was shopping. It looked like he might have been microing Courier, because his boars get killed, and then he just gets gone on. Eurus just straight up mans for him, and that's it. Like, there's the timing. You rotate Arteezy down here, but there's nothing doing now.
They're even gonna, oh my God, be careful, man.
These are worth a lot of gold, though. Like that, so much gold and experience was just fed away by Ramses.
Oh, that's
200 gold. That was like another 100 from the boars. And yeah, sure, you hit this record timing, but
oh, nice tornado. Great read by Abed.
And also is going to get them to waste a sentry. Yeah. You don't expect that's such an Abed play, right? Although he did have a ward, so he knew like he kind of guessed and just sort of tracked him through the fog. But either way, really nice timing. And yeah, I just can't believe there's not been more Chen. Like, the global teleport is just such a crazy good mechanic. We've seen Wisp played to great success here. Chen, one of the only heroes in Dota remaining that can provide global movement. And also just helps secure the laning phase as well. You can see EG, top 3 net worths even after that miscue. And now they're going to look to try and get an objective here.
But can they actually get this objective? Because if they can't, they're going to be having a bunch of heroes stuck on just a corner of the map. This DY Treant Protector is trying to protect it right now with the Brambles and the Living Armor. Now this is go for the 2-0-2. But
this is still fine. Like back in the day, you used to like going aggro with your Chen and your carry, but now that you need more levels to get higher creep levels of creeps you can take over, you have to start safe lane. But in theory, you want to come down bottom. They bring Ramses here. This is the real tower push. He's got Necro Book up again. You can start to be into the tower, but we'll see if they try and do anything here. Eurus is smacking top all by himself.
They burned him out of mana. He doesn't have Soul Ring for another 5 seconds. Yang's in trouble. The toss over, the avalanche onto 3. That's a good toss, but there's too many heroes here from Evil Geniuses. At the end of the day, EG, they just brought more bodies to a fight, and you can't beat them.
More bodies. You can't bring more bodies than all 5. Cap. The entire squad's here. It's much easier for Abed to rotate around, of course, because he's that Quaswex Invoker, but this is part of the plan for VICI. He might actually just get gone on here.
Yeah, this is nice. Eurus immediately challenging Crit, recognizing that his TP solo is going to cost him his life, as he's willing to use the RP, because this in part secures that tower.
And this is the way VICI wants to play. They have no intention of taking in any engagements right now. EG, they recognize they've got Chen, they've got Roar and Necro, the Slark. They're 5 heroes, and it's a Quaswex Invoker. This hero doesn't farm, he fights when he goes for this build. You just want to keep accelerating, scale, avoid EG for the next 5-10 minutes until those core items are online. And Eurus is just having an incredible game. Like 2 free kills to add on to almost pure free farm. Arteezy Slark doing well with that trusty shovel in tow.
Yeah, they were talking about the MVP, and when they said Ori, I remember looking at it going, yeah, but what about Eurus's Magnus? Because we saw it once before in this tournament. It looked really hot. Royal Jelly? So both teams have managed to take the opposing side lane tower. There's still that outpost to be taken for Eurus. He'll get to it eventually, I assume.
Yeah, and the big thing for EG is just that they need to try and find openings to get kills when VICI isn't grouped up and looking for them, because you have the Astral for the Roar defensively, and Omni Knight's W also functions as a strong dispel. So if Ramses lands a Roar and there's just VICI heroes wandering around behind, like it's just going to be ineffective. They're going to kite back. Ori rushing a Force Staff to do just that. It's also the anti-Slark item. You need to get one ASAP in this sort of game.
Since they do have such great single target save, that's where, again, I really like the Quaswex Crosswex Invoker, right? Him being able to have that AoE disable that bulldozes through heroes. There's no easy way for you know, a simple imprisonment or Heavenly Grace to counteract that.
Yeah, I like the item build Arteezy's going for because he has to get active early. Just rushing the defusal. The way fights want to go for EG is that the Chen, the Beastmaster, the Slark, they get involved. They force abilities from VICI, and then Abed can come over and just combo break. Boom, Tornado EMP. All of a sudden, VICI's initiation potential is just stopped. Because it's the RP, the root, the GA. You've got to kind of have your Invoker land his spells halfway through the VICI assault.
Yeah, he doesn't care. Sees Ramses show up, he just pops Heavenly Grace on himself, knowing that he will not be victim of a roar while that's up. Hastrun grabbed by Abed. But still, I mean, they may have, like, it feels like EG has a little bit more control of the map, but VICI Gaming are able to farm so efficiently with this Magnus. They're keeping the net worth relatively even.
Yep. But EG, they've done a good job. They've accomplished their mission. They've got map control and wards down in the bottom area of the map. So now Ramses is free to play this bottom lane and just keep pressuring it.
DY. There was a bunch of heroes from EG just kind of like ran up to that top lane, but DY, it's so hard to root this hero out. He can just so freely play on the side lanes to keep a lane pushed in.
Yeah, and I'm surprised that Abed, he's fully committing to this max way. Like, he is a Crosswex Invoker. He's not going Midas, rushing the Spirit Vessel, but this means that he will fall off hard if EG don't continue to play with pace, and that's what they're doing right now. Double smoke behind Ramses, pops everything, just goes for this mid-tier 1.
Yang pops Heavenly Grace. It's going to be stolen by Crit. Now the Slark coming in from the side, but not actually committing to the kill. They pulled the creep wave off the tower. Now they're going to be able to get the overgrowth, catching at least the Chen, but an opportune pause coming up from VICI Gaming as we experience a little bit of a hiccup.
So let's, can we zoom out a little bit and break this one down? Let's see. You've got no GA skilled. Root is about to fade. That tree W is just really annoying to deal with. I don't see this is the issue with both of these lineups, right? You've got all this AoE, but it's really difficult to actually get into the fight, like if somebody's not isolated. So now that you've got 5-on-5, let's hop back into the game because we're about to get underway.
Yep, they're going to try and poke at this Chen, not fully committing. Slark trying to steal a little bit of stats here, but can't overcommit. They're going to be forced back by the EMP. Well, they're still trying to deal with this tower, but the living armor is really slowing down this damage.
You just can't fight here. Neither team, really. EG, yeah, sure, you've got the initiation potential, but you can't go into what VICI's got. They try and save Fly, but again, Eurus, just solo RP, pick up a free kill. Was it stolen? Yes, it was.
Stolen. That is something Eurus is going to have to pay better attention to in the future. I guess he was just out of mana. But, I mean, he's just willing to throw down RP whenever he wants to get a support pickoff.
Yeah, but that's the name of the game. VICI are just trying to buy time. Just you can see that the strength of the draft is that you cannot initiate onto them when they are concentrated in an area. EG have to just sort of spread the map around. Beastmaster, Slark, Crosswex, Invoker, like these are three of the best heroes at doing that. But VICI have just done a good job of, you know, just not getting caught out and reading the movements of EG. They've got vision, as you can see. All the wards placed by VICI, these two, they just had a third one fade, but they're all on their side of the river. It's just about maintaining equilibrium. They don't need to get aggressive yet.
Eurus, he'll push through. Ramsey's just kind of poking at him. It's certainly not going to be much that Eurus has to worry about, but it is slowing him down to get to his precious farming spots. Helmet Dominator is going to be up next for Ramses rather than completing the Necronomicon 2 and 3. Makes sense with the Chen, the value that Helmet Dominator brings to this lineup.
Bounty runes have spawned. Looks like we'll have our typical 2-for-2. It's just really cool to watch games like this because you can see the hive mind of both sides. EG, their vision and their bodies on the enemy side of the river. VICI continuing to play defensively, huddled around their structures. But that's how these teams are going to play this game. And
it shows the best way of how to use like Omni Knight to sit in front of pushes early on because he is so tanky and it's hard to burst him down. They've got some saves in the overgrowth, maybe a toss back as well. They're going to try and get a skewer onto Ramses. A fast play from VICI Gaming, not quite landing.
VICI are also one of the few teams that's willing to just run like this hard carry mag. We saw in that Fnatic TNC series the last pick Animage, and I think that that's not necessarily the way this hero is utilized best, because truthfully, the Empower is just so good on yourself. You don't want to have to worry about using it on a carry. Just be the one farming yourself. Nice skewer back. That's a kill.
The Evil Geniuses are here in force, and the heal comes out on the fly. His death is significantly delayed. They're still trying to get it now. The overgrowth onto the Slark allows VICI Gaming to be able to reset here, but Slark is not going to slow down. And actually, Ori gets a little bit too far forward here and gets right up the RP and finally goes off with the big OD hammer. It drops down and wipes the Rubik and the Slark from the face of the planet.
Yeah, there's no way AEG's going to win that fight, Cap. You're just trying to use your spells. You have to be the ones finding the opportunity. There's 5 VICI heroes there. They were the ones smoked. They're looking for that play. Fly was forced to hand to God and mech when no one else was being targeted. They're going to lose Ramses on the back end of this as well. And yeah, you can see like the Tornado EMP is nice, but the damage, it's not about the damage output. It's about combo breaking. They hadn't used Root, they hadn't used RP or Hammer, and VICI just turned it around. Like Ori has 1700 health on int treads. This is not a hero you're going to be able to 100 to 0.
This is getting concerning for Evil Geniuses, because it seems like they, even though the net was like kind of even and stuff, all their game plans are being completely stymied, as you're saying, by VICI Gaming just having good reads of where to be on the map. And as things go on, they do have to worry about this effect of the OD just being able to have a hard counter to the Slark.
And we got an RP middle, Esculer back. Again, Eurus very confident just using an RP for a pickoff. PYW also picking up a Blink Dagger. So the initiation potential of VICI is finally here. They can now take fights on their terms, not just wait for EG to run at them. And this is where it gets a little spooky for the NA fans in the audience, because I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you do here, Cap.
Shout out to Ori spamming his E to make sure he doesn't give up imprisonment to the Rubik.
That's a very good point. Now that it's active, Rubik is no longer nearly as effective against OD, because Ori, as you said, he's just doing very well about that. It's key, because your Essence is completely useless for Rubik, whereas Astral is one of the best spells in the game.
It'd be an amazing save for whenever Eurus tries to go for that RP, or the Tiny goes for a combo. Rubik can just go ahead and save that.
Oh, also, if you have Vision pre-clicking OD, now the Astral, now there's no cast time for the Rubik, and yeah, Moonshard is queued up by Ori.
Not Aghanim's?
Nowadays, it's all about getting the stacks and the hammer, right? You just want to max out your int. And in addition, you've got an Omni Knight behind you.
Well, isn't that the idea of the Aghanims, is because you imprisonment twice, you get charges from the imprisonment, therefore that's a better way to get the stats? What's a right-click build better?
Just damage output. Obviously doesn't steal mana or int anymore, but it's just raw DPS, and you've got so much AoE locked down in front of you.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I imagine it's just damage, right? Because you're a weird hero, because it's basically just attack speed and intelligence. The damage isn't as relevant to OD. Or sorry, mana pool and attack speed. So
maybe it's so it's just kind of a better scaling right-click build. Yeah. Is that what you're saying?
You start to really hurt, and it's about maximizing damage within the duration of the RP and the root. I think that's the critical part.
Okay.
3-4 hits, boom, hammer drops.
VICI Gaming, you could tell the momentum of this game as it kind of shifts. They went from playing super defensive and just like hyper defending towers and letting EG crash into them, and as time kind of grows, they get more of these items. They're poking their heads out more and more. They keep on running into Fly for the pickoffs, which isn't amazing, but it's still a kill. And, Fly comes with an additional farming kit and all those neutral creeps, so they're going to be able to grab those as well. Ramsey, same thing when you gank him, I guess.
I mean, he's got an HOD and a Necro, but it's just like,
free money.
This is gold.
That was like 450 gold.
Top lane, Ori. Again, it covers the Astral. So good.
Arteezy, Shadow Dance in is going to pounce away. He's got to get out of vision, which should be fine unless toss. No. You don't want to risk that one. You have no idea who's there on the EG side.
Again, look at Abed's net worth, right? He's got this vessel up. He's maxed out Wex. It's just he'll start to fall off. Omni Knight's even catching him up. In fact, he's about to pass him. As the EG look to make a smoke move, don't mind it. You've got to get aggressive. You need to find something. PYW.
Well, this is going to be a big kill. Think you can get that on top of the Primal Roar. Up there. Hey, lock it down forward. Eurus. Wham! Bam! Thank you, man. That's 3 dead on the side of EG. Let's go ahead and take Abed out of the pool as well. Oh, Ghost walk away. And no AoE damage. So just the 3. EG, though, lose the fight heavily and go lose their tower and who knows what else.
I think the skewer might have saved Abed. It looked like he was just on the edge of the hammer and didn't take the damage, or he just was the only player with mana left enough to survive. But man, Eurus, you talk about a player. He TP's middle, he's farming his jungle, and EG are just, I mean, PYW sets it up. He's dying, but still collects 4 EG heroes together, pays with his life. But yeah, this is just
beautiful. And Ori, yeah, it looks like Abed had a decent amount of mana left. Good response by Abed, getting off that fast tornado to save his own life, but still, EG, now the fights, they're tilting more and more in the favor of VICI Gaming, and EG is probably going to be panicking a little bit what to do.
I mean, VICI just read the movement, right? This whole game kind of gets decided with that pause, rather at the time the game was paused, in the sense that VICI were postured around their objective. They're 5 heroes. You're not going to catch us off guard with this smoke, find 2 kills and take a tower. We know what this game plan is, and now that they have their strength, thanks to these item pickups.
You can see EG, they're like desperate to keep making moves. They know they have to act now, and this time around, they're going to get PYW without a 4-man RP. So this will lead into a tier 1 tower, EG.
Nice, and DD, perhaps you take this and go straight into Roche.
Oh, that is very opportune for EG. But VICI Gaming, they know about it. They're not going to give this up for free. Try to go for the skewer back. Eurus is going to be locked down by the clumsy net. There's vision on the high ground, by the way, from the side of EG. Tornado on out as they go into the funnel. Eurus is going to be skirting over to the other side of the cliff. Maybe that's not what they wanted. Pops BKB. PYW looks for a pickoff and it gets a person hero. He tosses back Abed. Can they execute him fast enough? Imprisonment? That may be enough damage here. The roar goes out, trying to slow down some damage, but Abed's going to come back into a world of hurt as Europe bops him in the head once. Cracks the skull open, and EG now have to fully retreat without Abed, their big disabler. EG actually going to try and turn this with Slark, but no, that wasn't good. And RP whiffs his. know why more people aren't playing the safe lane Magna.
Yeah.
And I keep on seeing it like picked up and then it goes mid, but like this Yorkus is making this look sick.
You get like a lot of damage. You get 50% bonus damage and almost 100% cleave. And your hero archetype is just perfect for the meta. You naturally build a lot of the strongest items, and you can utilize at least one tier 2 item a game.
Yeah,
He had an Imp Claw, now he's upgraded that for a Mindbreaker. And you have Blink Beacon the Echo, 3,400 HP, 3,500 HP.
So
with
he can
what?
frontline. He can DPS, physical DPS for you. He can team fight for you. He gets pickoffs like Eurus was able to show with just an Echo Saber. You're actually really dangerous to most supports.
And you also are one of the rare heroes that have just straight up 3 fighting talents, right? Attack speed into strength, which also is then buffed up by Empower, and then 10 armor. He needs no armor items. He's already at, what is that, 21?
Most offlaners can't really stand playing against him because of the cleave that comes in, and he gets such great stats. You don't feel comfortable playing into him one-on-one most of the time.
I look at this EG lineup, like, look at all these creeps.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if that's an advantage.
Yeah, for anything, Magnus is just like, that looks great to me.
Not just that, Tree Root, Tiny's combo.
They've definitely been their share of EG neutrals. They're going to grab him with the Avalanche, skewer on through. Eurus is going to miss that one. Stolen Avalanche stalls him up a little bit, but they'll take the Necronomicon minions and a bowl or two. So even when they fail a gank, they still walk away with 225 gold.
Yep. And I always worry about a game you're playing against OD and he doesn't have to buy a BKB. And or he has no plans to, because realistically, what would you need it for? It's mostly physical damage on the side of EG you've got to deal with. And again, I point to this Invoker pick, right? I like Quaswex Invoker. I feel like Quas Exort is still perhaps the better way to play, solely because of this. Like, it's incredibly difficult at this level of Dota to just straight up win games in the laning phase and then just, you know, crush it at 20 minutes. And you've got a Spirit Vessel and a Solar Crest. He's underneath Ramses in net worth, and it's not Abed's fault. This hero doesn't farm with this build.
So you said he doesn't need to build BKB. He also just went the 20 talent that I don't see most people go. He went the 0.1 Sandy to seize Eclipse multiplier instead of the 20 strength. Yeah. Everyone's going 20 strength, but Ori's like, I got a free game. I might as well just increase my output.
He has 4 melee strength heroes in front of him, and an Omni Knight of Yang who's always going to be there to hold his hand and dispel Roar. He can save himself from the Slark with the Hurricane Pike. You just don't fear anything, plus you've got an Aegis.
All right, so VICI Gaming, obviously they're massively far ahead. Yeah. What does EG need to do to come back against this kind of deficit? 12k gold lead, and team fights aren't working out for you. What do you do?
It's beyond comprehension.
Come up with something better for game 2?
All right, that's fair enough. Stall out the game until your brain trust in Bulba gives you a better answer.
I mean, we've seen some pretty epic comebacks, though, in this tournament. Ramses?
They're going to need an epic comeback as Ramses gets picked off right in front of their tier 3. And EG don't even try and back up. They're just trying to push out the side lanes because the last thing they want is to be locked inside their base.
Yep, VICI doing a nice job just playing 2 lanes. They get mid. Abed cut the wave there, or perhaps they're entering tier 3, but it's fine because Ori was still top. This will set up for the tier 2, and perhaps even a base push, although Aegis is getting reclaimed right about now.
I'm convinced, by the way, nobody should be giving away Train Protector.
Yes,
like, laning phase is good, but look at just the way he's always able to play the side lane. EG, they're all pushing bottom, or like, you know, Slark's pushing bottom, and a support by himself is stopping him from threatening the tier 2 tower.
It's the addition of this Nature's Grasp. It just does so much damage. It kills a creep wave, right? Any hero, especially on support, that can kill a creep wave, it's just such a huge boon because, as you said, you can play the dead lane and just, I can't push without creeps, so I guess I'll just back away. You also can walk through trees. You're one of those mythical heroes that Ice Frog deems in his infinite wisdom to just give a 5th ability to. Shout out to Monkey King Mischief as well.
Yeah. It's Ice Frog works in mysterious ways, Kyle. As DY is going to return to the trees from whence he came and continue to be a thorn in Evil Genius's side, both figuratively and literally here with the brambles.
Yeah, the more I think about it, the more I just think you have a global spell that gives just plus 10 armor and some healing. Can also be used on towers.
There's
AoE lockdown.
All right, they're finally tired of this guy. They're gonna try and catch him with the Beastmaster coming in.
No,
Hawk to be able to reveal, but sorry, you were too slow.
Yeah, and I'm walking through the trees invisible.
Ha! Got him.
Nice smoke from VICI. They're just going to come try and wrap around on EG. They know they've got to be in the area. They're not in base.
Yeah,
Let's go find them.
They showed that Boots of Travel TP to bottom lane. Evil Genius is obviously committed. Let's just sandwich them.
Oh, EG, I don't know if you want this fight. I know you know they're coming.
They're going to be able to catch CY here if they can blow him up before the overgrowth would be really big, but the overgrowth goes off instead. Lotus Orb out. DY's just trying to stall as now VICI Gaming are going to pounce into the backline. They've already taken out Ramses. Ori on the side the fight. Look, he just got blown up. Arteezy's gone. Abed, see you later. Triple kill for Ori. Hey, you're right, Kazu. Ori, MVP. Hashtag Ori.
I'd still give it to Eurus, but it's a bit of a toss-up, really. They both haven't died. EG hasn't. How long has it been since EG got a kill? Other than, I guess that tree counts. So
yeah, before that tree though, like there are very few orange dots.
Oh no!
On that network screen.
Is that a kill? Nope, those are okay. Tiny.
Killed Tiny.
Yeah,
I remember because they tried to kill Tiny and then they missed. That was a bad team fight. Then they smoked up again and killed Tiny again. I'm not even sure if you could call that one.
I mean, you guys know this corner. The OMVG takes that fight. They had AC on Mag. Ori has a sheep. You've hit like a peak toss back dead.
Very dead. Well, Kyle, I hope Evil Geniuses use their time wisely per your suggestion. They're going to try another fight here. Oh, attempting the RP, thought better of it, and skewered on out.
He saw crit and just canceled it.
Yeah.
That was, I think, just possibly a bait.
Oh, Abed, he's going to be jumping onto him with the avalanche combination. Not quite enough to kill him. Slark's going to go for the OD, but he's going to imprison himself. That BKB, it's not going to last very long here. He's just going to have a few more seconds as he pops back out of the imprisonment, but he does have Yang just always helping him out. He's stealing a lot of stats, yes, but Ori's not taking any damage, and now, finally, with the Dark Peck on, he gets Sight Device up. Ori doesn't need Sanity's Eclipse to kill all of you. That's it. GG from EG.
That's just so clean. Again, saving the GA on Yang until the tornado's on cooldown. The disarm immediately for Eurus onto Arteezy, so for the first 2 seconds of BKB, he's just standing still. And this is an OD who went pure offense. Sight the Vice, Moonshard, and it just didn't seem to matter. He didn't even get below 80% HP. Just... I got nothing to say, and I look at the faces. I don't know if EG knows what to say either.
Yeah, they're in shock, and VICI Gaming's just kind of like nonplussed. Another day at the office, no big deal. Just spank EG out of game one, nice and easy. Was it like super draft based looking back on it, Kyle?
I mean, it felt that way.
Okay.
You could see both teams' game plans, e.g. relentless aggression, take these tier 1s, specifically mid, get to the Roche pit. VICI had them at every turn. Like, they read every single movement, and every single engagement was either set up by a VICI Gaming smoke or initiated by EG, as VICI were already in an advantageous position.
So if there's one thing you want to see change for this next draft for EG, or something that they ban away from VICI Gaming, what would it be?
I actually just don't want to see them like first twoing the carry hero for our tour. I think his hero pool is big enough that you can save that, and like no more, do not give away Omni Knight. And I'd be afraid of it. I honestly have no idea. I'm glad I'm
We used to hide under the cover.
10 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. Dire team ban. 10 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Time now for the Dire team to choose. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Patience while the Radiant team choose.
Puck.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Lich. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Tiny.
Ten seconds remaining. Team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. Someone is disconnected from the game. Only 5 seconds to go. Really? They have such potential. I'm mad. Patience while the Radiant team chooses. Time now for the Dire team to choose. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Vengeful spirits.
Dire team pick.
Drow Ranger.
Radiant team ban.
Slog.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Time now for the Dire team to choose. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Arc Warden. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Admiral Conker.
Excellent. The selection of heroes is now available.
might wish to retract your last move.
Prepare for battle.
I am grateful.
Steady now. 30 seconds until we are tested by combat. Here they come. Let's go.
No farm for you. Do not be selfish.
Nice try.
Regeneration! No!
Denied.
Do not be selfish.
First blood. I've been wanting to say that since this all began.
see you in the spring.
A bloody demise for Dire's courier. He was bringing me raspberries too.
A prize.
From the goddess.
What have we here?
Taken before my time.
I thought they warned you not to speak with rangers.
See no evil. My body stokes the furnace. Your true self at last.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Silence. Look out. Understanding.
Dire's top tower is under attack. I'm afraid Radiant's middle tower is under siege. This won't be pretty. They've reached Dire's top tower.
Back so soon? You fool. Your entrails festoon my horns.
It looks like they're going after Dire's middle tower. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. like they're going after Dire's middle tower. Dire has wisely chosen to fortify their own structures. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I'll take that.
Invisibility.
I am benumbed. A thing of pity.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. They've made a beeline for Radiant's bottom tower. This won't be pretty. They've reached Dire's top tower. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. They've made a beeline for Radiant's bottom tower. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
You never felt more shit, did you?
I'm afraid Radiant's middle tower is under siege. Radiant's courier has been killed. At the very least, Dire's structures will be temporarily harder to destroy.
Double damage.
It looks like they're going after Dire's middle tower. It's beyond comprehension. Dire's middle tower is gone. Just gone.
Greetings!
What a trip! X marks the spot.
Feel death's peace.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Haste.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. I'm afraid Radiant's middle tower is under siege.
A tribute to my house.
pretty. They've reached Dire's top tower.
Much obliged.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. It will be harder to remove Radiant structures now that they are fortified. It will be harder to take down Dire's structures now that they are fortified. They've made a beeline for Radiant's bottom tower. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. And Dire's top tower falls right in front of us. They've made a beeline for Radiant's bottom tower. Dire's top tower is under attack. This won't be pretty. They've reached Dire's top tower. Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Greetings! Silence!
Dire's bottom tower is under siege. Dire's bottom tower has fallen. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack. I'm afraid Radiant's middle tower is under siege.
Haste!
Let the world end now. It matters not to me.
Bullseye.
Mouth of Oblivion. What have we here?
Illusion.
No, take that.
Gift from the goddess.
I'm afraid Radiant's middle tower is under siege. Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's courier has been killed.
Plan for
ultimate sacrifice.
Invisibility.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is no more. Roshan has fallen to retire.
Greetings.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
It heals like the salt sea air.
For the dead.
A prize.
What have we here?
It looks like they're going after Dire's middle tower. Radiant's top tower has been attacked.
Your actions are without merit.
Dire's bottom tower is under siege. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Silence!
I'm afraid Radiant's middle tower is under siege. Radiant's top tower has been attacked. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower has been attacked. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Thank you so much.
It looks like they're going after Dire's middle tower. Dire's structures are fortified.
Yeah.
Tribute to my house.
I'll take that.
Do not be selfish. Alms for the dead.
barrier has been killed.
Invisibility.
They've made a beeline for Radiant's bottom tower. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. They've made a beeline for Radiant's bottom tower. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Roshan is gone, and the credit absolutely must go. I'm afraid Radiant's middle tower is under siege.
I claim this prize for the house of Ernest.
Dire structures are fortified.
He's safe.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. It looks like they're going after Dire's middle tower. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Almighty One.
Radiant's top tower has been attacked. Radiant structures are fortified.
Illusion.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under siege. Dire's bottom tower is simply no more. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Invisibility. Arms for the dead.
Gift from the goddess.
Radiant's top tower has been attacked.
Interesting.
Tribute to my house.
Let's change the plans.
Oh, mess with Doom. You get the horns.
Radiant has made it much harder to take down their structures. They're fortified.
Puck out! Here I am, silence!
It seems Dire has chosen to strengthen their structures. Radiant's top tower has been attacked. Looks like they're going after Dire's middle tower. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen. Dire's middle barracks has fallen. I'm afraid Dire no longer has a middle barracks. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Gather round.
This won't be pretty. They breached Dire's top tower. Dire's top tower has fallen. So they're attacking Dire's top barracks, are they? Dire's top barracks has fallen. Dire has lost their top barracks to their enemy. Dire's middle tower is under attack. It's beyond comprehension. Dire's middle tower is gone. Just gone.
Not so safe harbor, eh?
It's beyond comprehension. Dire's middle tower is gone. Just gone.
you